Hello, and welcome to Cathy's website, where we will be having a Zoom call here shortly, today being November 2nd, 2020. To get to Cathy's Zoom call, you would click this link right here, and then we're going to type in, well, we're going to allow it first. Then we're going to type in the word Cathy, capital C-A-T-H-Y. Then we're going to join the call. We're a little bit early, so we're going to wait on her to begin the class, which will be just shortly. I'll be right back. All right, so we're going to join. Cathy has started the room up. I'm going to join with video.
Just the energy out there in reference to this election-related stress. A lot of people are stressed. Wait, it is 10 o'clock, so let's get started. I want to show you quickly that there is a new post, if I can pull it up here without losing everybody, on the blog. There are two new posts. In this first one, we need to put a little T there, but this is about some of the things we've been programmed with that we are not aware we've been programmed with as far as information. And then part of it, I mentioned the electricity, the accumulation of electricity in the body that could actually be the true cause of many illnesses. And in the contagion myth, he ties that in very interestingly to Spanish flu, for example, is when radio waves came out, et cetera, and so what happens is I've got that information in here. I don't know where I stand on that myself. I can't really say. I don't believe there are no, that viruses and bacteria are our friends. I'm not smart enough to have an opinion on that, but I just want you to know. And then down here, I'm sorry about the dog. Also, there's a new post on Energy Visionary Group for those of you who want to do a little extra work for the world. And what we're talking about is the four tenets of Satanism. So we've gotten to the second one, which is moral relativity. And the whole point is on a conscious level, a lot of times we can live with things because we know morals change with the time, but the subconscious picks up on natural law. And so that is why you see people have some of the post-traumatic stress, some of the depression, even apathy, because the subconscious is processing what's happening and there's got to be a balance. So anyway, in reference to all this, here we are. I want to show you. You may remember that we had wanted the A to Z scan from Friday, and so I went ahead and did that, but I wanted to leave some things in here. Now, this A to Z scan is totally subtle. And so what happens is you can go ahead and clear that energy without focusing on it. Look at our acceptance, very high on here. But what I really focused on is a new set of codes that we might consider dowsing in maybe for the next week. I may do it every day for the next week for the group and for myself, for my daughter, for other people, in reference to spiritual strength, because there seems to be a lot of anxiety out there. So I want to show you what I've been doing. Starting the top one out, and if you want this, just shoot me a text or an email and I'll send it to you. And you can add your own. These are just some of the things we can put up in here. But it might not hurt. Instead of just dowsing in, let's go in here. All necessities are provided. Here's a code. Instead of just dowsing in, you might also want to charge this. And we're looking good here. I've been working on it this weekend, but let's just go ahead and douse that in. And just for the heck of it, from this point, I probably won't douse all of them in if they're over 20. But just as an example, 1 minute charge. As you're hearing all this talk, all kinds of talk all over the place about stock up on food and water and all these things. So this code, all necessities are provided, is a mindset that sure is going to relieve some of that stress. So let's see. And it may not be that we even need a charge for that, because we did resonate with at an 82, but just for the heck of it, just let me show you. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes on that. Let's do it. And then this one, Grab a Boy, doesn't have a code for it, so but it's all systems, mint condition. And that would be all systems, including our bodily systems and governmental systems, etc. And you know that philosophy, what does it hurt? So let's douse that in. Again, look at our residents. So this has been going on already over the weekend, and we're not asking. You can see if you're consistent with this, that pretty soon it flows, it resonates. This is balancing powers. Blueprint DNA activation. Again, take it or leave it as you see these codes. If you want them, I'm happy to share them, but you may want to make some changes. Hey, look at that. That's a little bit stressed, so let's go in here. Well, we're still charging. Now, this is something I've been doing. You know, we do have 10 of these things, and I've got a few up. So let's go in. If we are waiting on one of these, why not have a few other screens up and go ahead and do a little dowsing while you're waiting? There's another one. There's a little stress related to that one for this person. And you get the idea. I don't need to do all these now, but that's, in other words, if you come to a situation where you're going to have a long charge, you can always do a little work for other people during that time. Here's Breath of God. Again, no code at this point. Breakthrough. And see, all of these codes will be in our field throughout this session. And it should up our own personal vibration. Connect with essence. We're talking about that in the Energy Visionaries. We're going to move into the discussion of Jing, J-I-N-G, which is one of our 3 essences, and talk about how we can keep that at a very high level. Right now, we're just referring to it generically. Contact with higher truths. Now, I don't know if any of you have noticed all of the censorship around us. The YouTubes, many are down, and that actually is not journalistic practice. With journalism, if someone writes or produces something you don't agree with, then you put up another opinion. But that is not what's happening now. So you could, if you're a YouTube person, go in and listen to a little Neville Goddard. If you're not familiar with him, that's a very exciting, or Master Code. There are plenty of YouTubes still up to listen to that give a lot of encouragement. But as far as the censorship, more books have been pulled off Amazon since we last spoke. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's extremely interesting. As you can see personally, now when I'm on my own, not on a Zoom call, very likely I'll charge all these in. But for the Zoom, since it would take too long, I'm just charging in the ones that come in at 20 or under. Emotional balancing. Grow to meet the future. We're ready for that. Healing powers. And it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to charge a few things in at the beginning of any session. Look at that 90 on that. Off the hamster wheel, which I was surprised there was a code for, but there was. Regeneration. Love of God. Maximum protection. Mental balancing powers. And like I said, some of these I couldn't find a code for, but if I pop in back and forth, they may have one. We won't do it now because I don't want to lose everybody. Scoot around. See, look how well we're doing, though. This doesn't take long. Miracles of God. And many of these are also, for example, here in your Gong, you have, I believe it's in here. If not, it's in the Shin. Must be in the Shin. You can always add these things. Well, I'll find it. I'll put it in there. It's in one or the other. Or you can just add it to the Shin. Open awareness. And a couple of things are happening here. One is we're getting this information as to how we are, numbers, how our own numbers are going. And what they say is that it's a very positive awareness in itself is a powerful healing modality. Look at us on that, 99. So I may not have to do this every day. Now, over the weekend, this was what was happening, and looks like we're getting some pretty it's reflective that we're fairly balanced in this area at this time. This is raised psychic abilities. Someone said this morning on the phone, you almost have to be psychic in this day and age to know what's happening because you're not hearing it. You're not hearing it through our traditional sources. Release outworn energy patterns. Spiritual balancing powers.
There's a number for that, Cathy.
Oh, good. They didn't have it before.
Yeah.
Want to read it to me?
Yep. 698-47994.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I love it. Did you get that from Grandmaster?
Yes.
I love it that they will go in and you can tell they're actively monitoring this site. And very often they will go in and add. This is this strengthening powers that I just found this morning that they had added. Look at that. Super learning. Oh boy, we could use a little assistance with that. And don't forget, you can also put these things in the shin. And again, you don't have to time this to see how long to give a charge. Use your intuition, pendulum. But this is just the easiest way for me.
And there's a code for Breath of God now.
Oh, all right, good. Yeah, I'm afraid usually,
right?
Usually when I am zapping, I'll go up and look, and that they must have just put that in.
They did.
And I'm just afraid to lose everybody by hopping around too much. So hold on a second, and we will get that one. Thank you for looking. I love that grab a voice site. And,
yes.
And sometimes it's so amazing what, like I'll read a book or listen to something and have a big long statement, and I'll put it in and there'll be a code for it. Okay, so now, what was that, 4 minutes? Breath of God, let me get up there again. If you don't mind sharing that.
Not at all. Ready? 947-1054.
All right, thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Now, we're almost done with our list here. Value own decisions. I learned a new term today. Now I already, but it's where you get kind of mind controlled because you're afraid to voice your opinion. And so what happens, you're in a work setting, usually that's the most common setting, and people feel a certain way, and so you voice it because you don't want to get in trouble or be fired or whatever. And after a while, it becomes your own belief, even though it isn't really. Does that make sense? I can't recall the term. When I refresh my memory, I'll put it in the blog. But that's what's happening. I think people are beginning to doubt their own decisions and perhaps not value them. when it comes to taking care of their health or anything else. Look at that. We're good on it. And then I love this one. Your body is the image of unconditional love. Okay, so while we're back here, let's just go ahead and, let's see. Let's just cancel out any non-beneficial energy fighting in the body. And let's put 100% oppression, possession, greed. Get that started. Now, let me show you quickly. In the A to Z list, here were the emotions that came up. We had disappointment, and that is connected to conceptual vessel and inflammation. And by the way, chronic inflammation then came up. That was tied in to the torso and the lymph. Guilt was one. That was just extremely damaging. You see there, demonic attack. Grief. I'm going to just point out, look at the grief in the inherited line. Manic depressive came up for us, and that's tied in to the lungs in a big way. And then, of course, the aura. Judgmental. Emotional shock. Embarrassment. And fatigue. That's what came up in the A to Z. 6 hours. Let's go ahead and clear that. And let's just see. And most of the time when you check like this, we do just want the wonder click, which is extremely powerful. And so let's just look at that. Let it clear for a moment acute illness. Very often when it speaks in terms of internal, it's talking about our thoughts. And let the resistance peel away. Could be, and all these could be physical or they could be emotional, very subtle. Crown chakra, remember putting the little frankincense essential oil on the crown chakra is never a bad idea. This is all subtle. This is nothing you'd go to the doctor and find. A little bit of humor is actually, instead of facing a few things, we're joking about it. There's some suffering there. Now, and then this is interesting. Stress factor, vaccines, maybe even just thinking about vaccines. Words to ponder. If you want more time, wear more watches. So we live in this world of illusion. Look at that, cursed. And typically, to me, that is, I'm talking about what's programmed into our DNA, just for the heck of it. And see the level of stress. Again, it's slow. You could stop this. I may do it later today, and you will have cocktails in here in reference to that. Feeling cut off, disassociation, or resistance factor. And this comes up on a very regular basis is the marrow. In other words, our overall, it relates to immunity, the blood, etc. I probably should do some more learning about that myself. But again, let's just... That's significant. So we probably tomorrow I think I'll devote the whole session just to this. And meanwhile, I don't want to run out of time here, but let's just go here to the Pro Tools. I don't even know if we have a cocktail in here for me. Let's just stop. Load. No, we don't, so I'll do a little work on that. We can put in over here. Let's just do this image. And as you know, the images can be powerful. Okay, so the issue solver in reference to Marrow and the light panel. The issue solver, I'll show you tomorrow what comes up for that, because that you can do a scan for that. Let's look at the light panel quickly. $19. So, and like I say, we'll do the issue solver. I'll do that later today and show you tomorrow what comes up. But anything to add or any comments?
Got the number for the mental balance power.
What's that?
I have the number for the mental balance power.
All right, hold on a second. I'm ready.
850-22738.
All right. So, again, some thoughts, some things you can charge in over the next few days for yourself and anyone you have permission for. And I think we can do some good work. Well, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cathy. Here. Okay, have a great day.
You too.
Thanks, Cathy.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Cathy.
And this will conclude our session with the CathyDslaght Zoom call on the SRC4U. If you would like more information, again, you can come back over here to CathyDslayt's, which it's actually CathyDslaght.com's website. This is her phone number, or if you'd like to send her an email, you can contact her through contact and send her an email. And all the information that she was talking about today, you can find that on its SRC4U tools. And what she was using today was called Healing Numbers. So you can click on that, and that's going to take you over to the website, Healing Numbers Generators. And then back over here to SRC, there's the Energy Visionaries group, which she talked about in the beginning of the video. There's the SRC4U cocktails, the demo, the books, the training, and the link page with Yes Therapy technique. Again, all this falls under our disclaimer, which you can find at the bottom of the website. Any information you would have, please consult with your physician. This is just for educational and entertainment purposes. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again on the next video. Y'all take care.